back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this maxi kimono dress, and to do that you're going to, so this is basically how I cut it. Is just like the fabric, remember your Akara fabric runs this way, so that way that it runs I folded it into two. So I'm going to be cutting it this way. Is going to be my length. That is, my length is going to be coming this way. I'm not going to be, not like how you normally cut your length this way, because by this way is 45, but by this way you can get more length. So that's why I folded it this way, and then I'm going to fold it this way to get my length. So whatever length you want your dress to be, that's the fold you're going to have into two. So whatever, like 50 something or whatever length you decide to have, that's how you're going to fold it. So you see mine here, mine is already folded this way. So you see, this is what mine looks like. So you see, I first folded it, you see the two ends here, folded it this way, and then see this part here. So the fabric is folded into two, and then the length I need it to be. So basically at this point now you start putting in all your measurements. So this part is going to be where the shoulder is, and then you're going to make sure you measure from the shoulder part to the length of the dress, and then you figure out what you want your length to be. So for me, I want my dress to be about 50, let's say I want it to be about 52 or 53. So I added extra 2 inches seam allowance for folding it, and also for the shoulder part. So the next thing you're going to do is to go up to the shoulder part. So this is going to be the shoulder. Now at the shoulder you're going to insert the measurements that you need. So the shoulder measurement, you need to measure the person's shoulder. So my shoulder is about 16. I'm going to divide it by 2, so I have my normal shoulder, which is 8 now. So you see, make sure that your tape is at the end, and then after that you're going to measure the length of the sleeve that you want wherever you want the sleeve to be, just how you normally measure your shoulder, your sleeve length. So let's say I want extra about, let's say I want my sleeve to be 10 inches long, so I'm going to mark that here. And then after that you're going to come up here and put in your neckline. So it depends on you. If you like, for this one here, I don't want it to have any button or like any it's not going to have zipper, it's not going to have button. So it's just like the round measurement of the neck is what will fit. So I'm going to use 4 by 4, so 4 inches of width, and then also 4 inches of width and 4 inches of length, right? And then I'm going to just curve it this way. So the back and the front will be the same neckline, sorry. So I'm going to just curve it this way. Let me give it a curve. So you see, this is going to be my neckline. I'm going to cut this out, and then from this edge here, if you want, let's say if you want, you can also use the whole end of the whole length of this fabric here as your sleeve. Like if you want, you can use the whole end of this fabric here to be your sleeve. So let's say that's what I'm doing now. About, let's say 14 inches is what I want my sleeve to be. So all I have to do is just to come down here by 2 inches at the edge. So come down 2 inches at this very end. If it's this particular place that you want your sleeve to be, like let's say how we measured 10 inches before, because remember this is our shoulder measurement, right? Where we measured our 8 inches of shoulder measurement, and then from this point we added like 10 inches that we decided to be our sleeve. So if it's at this point that you want your sleeve to be, the same thing is what you're going to do. Just come down by 2 inches here, and then you know that you're going to, so you're going to connect where your neckline is to this end here in a straight line. So guys, at this end here where my opening of my sleeve is, I'm going to just go on and put in my sleeve width. So whatever your sleeve width, round the sleeve measurement is, you're going to go ahead and insert it here. So but you're going to divide it by 2. So let's say I got 14 divided by 2 is going to be 7, but instead of using that 7, I'm going to add extra 1 inch to it for ease, because this is going to be a kimono dress. You don't want it too tight. So I'm going to add 1 inch, that's going to be 8, and then after that I'm also going to add extra 1 inch again. That's going to be my, this extra 1 inch is going to be my seam allowance, half an inch of joining the top part and half an inch of joining the bottom part. So I actually added extra 2 inches here. So the next thing you're going to do is I'm going to extend this line here, and then, so guys, from this top part here now, you can go ahead and mark your shoulder to your bust line. or except your shoulder to your bust line also matches with the one on your sleeve, then you can leave it that way. But mine matches also, so I'm going to use this my line here as my as my bust line. So as you can see, I already have 3 lines here. I have my shoulder to my bust, my shoulder to my waist, and then my shoulder to my hip. So then now we are going to start inserting our measurement. You're going to go up to your waist, and what you're going to do is to check your bust. Divide your bust measurement by 4 and add extra 2 inches. So bust measurement for me is 40 divided by 4 is going to be 10, plus extra 2 inches is going to be 12. Come down here to your waist, divide your waist measurement by 4 and then add extra 2 inches. So my waist measurement divided by 2 is going to be about 8.5, plus x divided by 4 is going to be 8.5, plus extra 2 inches is going to be about 10.5, somewhere here. And then come down to your hip measurement, divide it by 4 and then add extra 2 inches also. So my hip measurement is 44 divided by 4 is going to be 11, plus extra 2 inches is going to be 13. But at your hip, if you want, you can add more than 2 inches. Remember, the 2 inches I'm adding is 1 inch of ease and 1 inch of seam allowance. And then if you want, you can extend this same measurement at your hip down to the end of your dress here. But you might not be able to work with it, or you can just make it a line, which means you're going to extend it to the width of this whole fabric here. So if I take down this same measurement that I have here to the end, is going to be this 13. If I take it down here, it's going to be somewhere here. And then after that, you're going to go ahead and connect. If you want, you can connect it in a straight line like this, just straight down. But I'm going to make mine a line. So like I have extra about 9 inches here, so I'm going to just extend this down to this point here. Extend it down like an A line. If you want, you can use extra 4 inches extra. It doesn't have to be 9. This is just because of the illustration here. That's why I'm extending it wide like this. So you're going to connect it this way, and then what you're going to do is you're going to connect this to this here. So we're connecting. Remember, this is the bust line, but this is where after the seam allowances, this is what we got. So you're going to connect this together, right? And then you're going to come down here by 1.5 inches, on this line of your bust. And then you're going to just make sure you have about 1 inch in between this line that came up here, like from this angle, like you have 1 inch here, and then you're going to give it this curve. So you see 1.5 from this here, and then 1 inch in between, and then you're going to blend it into this line. And then on this particular line now, you're going to come in by 1 inch, right? Come in by 1 inch, and then you're going to blend it in. So you're going to blend it up to this line. So give it a curve to this line, because remember, your kimono sleeve, the end is never straight. Like it is not like this most times. It's like curved in a little bit. So come in 1 inch and then give it this curve. So at this point now, you go ahead and cut out everything. So you go ahead, cut this out, cut all the way from the shoulder, cut out the neckline, cut in this way, and then out to the end. So guys, as you can see, this is mine here. So I try to make it on a smaller version because I'm not going to be cutting this here. So basically all you have to do is to go ahead, fold your fabric the way I told you guys to fold it. So you see, this is where the fold is, and then you're going to go ahead, putting your shoulder to waist, shoulder to bust, and shoulder to waist, shoulder to hip. And then after that, the next thing you're going to do is to go ahead, put in your real shoulder measurement divided by 2. After putting that in, you're going to go ahead and put in what you have extra, like what you want the length of your sleeve to be. So let's say you insert that in here, and then after that, you're going to come down 2 inches from that point, connect it all the way to the top part of this end here of where your neckline is. Like come down 2 inches and then connect it to this point. After that, you're going to come in on this same line, put in your sleeve width, whatever your sleeve width is, divided by 2 plus extra, divided by 2, and then you're going to add extra 2 inches to it. 1 inch for half an inch you need to fold this top part, join these two shoulder together, and half an inch that you need to join these bottom parts when you're sewing it. And then the other 1 inch is for the ease around your sleeve. And then after that, you go ahead and connect. So on this part of the armhole, you come down by 1.5, and then that's how you're going to now give it the curve here. and then connect your waist to your hip to your waist to your bust to your waist to hip, and then that's how you now give it a line. But remember, when you divide your hip measurement, add 2 inches to it. On your waistline, divide your waist measurement, add 2 inches to it. Bust measurement divided by 4, add 2 inches to it. It mustn't be 2 inches. You can still use like half an inch, 1.5, that's 1 inch of your seam allowance, and then half an inch of ease. Your ease must not be 1 inch, because the 2 inches I'm saying is 1 inch of ease, 1 inch of seam allowance. But the ease, you can reduce it to half an inch and then use 1 inch of seam allowance. So that will be 1.5. Whichever one you want to use, you can use that. So after that, now you go ahead and cut it out. So this is just a smaller version of this bigger one here. So after that, you go ahead and cut out everything. Remember, the neckline I'm using here is 4 inches of width. Here is 4 inches of width and 4 inches of depth, because the front and the back neckline will be the same. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So guys, you see what I cut out? So I cut out this part here, cut out this here, cut out this here. So now all you have to cut out next is just that 1 inch that you took out from this end of the sleeve to give it that curve. So after that, you go ahead and cut out your facing. So you see, after that, now I'm going to cut out my facing. And guys, as you can see, I have 2 of them here. Remember, the fold was at this top part here. So if I separate it now, sorry, let me separate it properly. So if I remove it now, you see I have my front and the back panel. So now all I have to do is just to cut a facing for both the front and the back neckline. So guys, what you have to do now is to cut out the facing. Facing basically means like cut out like a fabric that goes into this and comes down like 4 inches below the neckline, and like another 4 inches into the sleeve, or like 3 inches into the sleeve, or 3 inches down after the neckline. So after that, you just cut out the same neckline as what you have here. Place everything properly and cut out the same neckline. So that's what I also did for this one. So you see, place it and just cut out the same neckline as what you have. You see, these 2 ends here need to join. So, and then after that, you open up your dress. So you see, this is open now. I'm also going to open up this second one this way, and then you're going to take it this, you see the way it is now. You're going to go ahead and place this here, 1 on each neckline this way, and then 1 on each neckline this way. And then you're going to go ahead and join it. So you're going to sew it this way down, and then sew this one this way down. So guys, now that you've joined this, all you have to do is just to notch this a little bit so that you can reduce the tension at the neckline. So just notch it around, and then after that, so guys, now what you're going to do after notching it is you're going to take this one, place it on top of the other one, right side facing each other, and then after that, you're going to go ahead and, so now that I've placed it right side facing each other, you're going to go ahead and join the neckline. So to join the neckline, what you have to do is to flip one neck round. So you're going to flip this inside, the one on top, flip it inside, and then the one below that is still facing this way, you're going to put this inside of it, right? And then use this one and place on top of it. Let me say it again. So this here, the neck was flapped wrong like this, right? So this here, the neck was flapped wrong like this, right? How you sewed it. So now I'm going to flip it in how you normally do when you're done sewing it, right? Because it's supposed to be on inside of the cloth, and this is the inside, which is the wrong side, because right now the right side is facing the right side, but the collar of this one is still faced wrongly, right? So what you're going to do is place this way, and then you're going to take the neckline here and just cover it with this one and sew it down. So that's how you're going to join the neckline. So guys, now that I've joined the 2 shoulders, I'm going to just separate it back again. So now you see I have the opening of my neckline. I'm going to make a separate video and show you guys how to join this kind of facing for your neckline. So you see my neckline is done. Now there are different ways of joining your facing, but this is just one of the methods. So now at this point, you can go ahead, if you what you're going to use. So when you fold it into 2, so just cut about 4 inches, so that when you fold it into 2, you have 2 inches on each side. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take this here, this is the right side of my cloth. You see all my seams are on the inside, but my turn-up sleeve, I'm going to join it from the inside, right? That's how you join a turn-up sleeve, so that when you're done, you're going to flip it, and this will be outside. So let me show you guys now. So you see, this is what I'm using, and make sure you fold it on the right side, right? So take the fabric you want to use on the sleeve, fold it into two, right side facing you, the right side is out, and then from the inside of the fabric you're going to join it at the end of your sleeve. So guys, you see I've joined it now, and all my flaps are on the inside. If I bring it out now, they're on the inside. So you see, all I have to do now is to flip it up. So you see, I joined it underneath it. So you see, this is the front of my fabric. This, you see, the neckline, everything is clean. I joined the sleeve from under, and then all I have to do now is to flip it on top. My seam will now be hidden underneath this fold. If you want, you can top stitch it. Well, I'm not going to top stitch it. All I have to do now is to fold it this way. So you see, I'm going to just take it now and sew it this way, and then like this, I'm going to close up my seam. So you see, you're going to take this one now, you're going to flip it inside, and then you're going to close up your seam. But if this is not the kind of cuff you want for yours, you can go ahead and just fold it like how you fold the normal sleeve and close it. So I'm going to join mine this way to the end, join this one here to the end. So guys, you see what the inside of mine looks like now. So I have to turn it around so you guys can see. So you see, let me turn it inside out now. So guys, this is it here. I'm done. So you see my turn up sleeve on the inside, the end is just clean from the opening of the cuff of the sleeve. So you see inside of the sleeve, but inside here you see my seam is there. So now this is what the dress looks like. So this is just a maxi dress. You go ahead and fold the end of your dress. A kimono maxi dress is what this is. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye.